Does gum really sit in the stomach for 7 years? If you are one of many people who have swallowed a whole piece of chewing gum by accident, one question likely popped in your head right after that startling sensation. How long will the gum stay there? There is a common notion that it will sit in your stomach for 7 years after being swallowed. Not true. It's an old wives' tale, said Simon Travis, professor of clinical gastroenterology at the University of Oxford in the United Kingdom. I have no idea where the myth came from. I can only imagine that it was suggested because someone wanted to stop their children from chewing gum. Swallowing gum is only harmful to the body if done in excess, Travis said via email, which is very rare. He explained that swallowing 3 or more pieces of gum per day would be considered excessive. If you swallow chewing gum, it will go through the stomach and go through into the intestine and pass out unchanged at the other end. Travis said, there are cases of chewing gum lodging in the intestines of infants and even children if they have swallowed a lot, and then it causes an obstruction. But in over 30 years of specialist gastro practice, I have never seen a case. How long have people chewed gum? Before gum became commercialized and solid in the packets we see today, it was used by ancient peoples to stave off thirst and hunger, according to Jennifer Matthews, professor of anthropology at Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas, and author of Chaikal, the chewing gum of the Americas from the ancient Maya to William Wrigley. Mayans chewed on a substance called chicle, which comes from the sapodilla tree, prevalent in southern Mexico and Central America, Matthews said. Chicle is a natural latex that comes from something called the chico spot tree or spodilla tree. Matthews explained, if you cut into a chico spot tree, the latex starts to ooze out as a form of protection. It forms a barrier to protect the tree. Well, you can just pull it off the tree and start chewing on it. Similarly, the Paima Indians in what is now the United States chewed on spruce tree sap for thousands of years before European settlers picked up on the habit and it became commercialized, Matthews said. When to worry about swallowing gum? Unless you are in pain or have swallowed a lot of gum. Travis and Carl said you don't need to go to the doctor if you accidentally swallow a piece whole. It's a theoretical problem, Carol said. You theoretically could get something big enough in a small child to cause a blockage, but this is not something that regular people need to worry about. However, for people with problems with their gastrointestinal tract or GI tract, which is a series of organs joined together in a long, twisting tube from the mouth to the anus, swallowed gum through cause issues. If things are open and there's no blockage, there's no nervings, they are going to go through just fine, said academic gastroenterologist Dr. Leela Kia, an associate professor of medicine at Northwestern University Feinberg School of Medicine in Chicago. If there's a nerving or you have really several information for whatever reason, or you have a motility problem where your stomach or your colon is not emptying in the way that it should, then certainly eating something like gum or something that can't break down, it can hang around and that can actually cause problems, Kia said. Crohn's disease is a common cause of inflammation in the GI tract and can cause it to narrow, according to Kia. She said doctors would usually recommend a low residue diet for Crohn's patients, which avoids certain foods like raw fruit and vegetables, nuts and seeds, popcorn and gum. Some types of cancer and surgeries can cause that nerving. Certainly, if you were to swallow many pieces of gum, that could become a problem if you have only a tiny stomach or anatomy your anatomy is being rearranged. which is essentially what happens when you have gastric surgery, Kia said. Still, Kia has never removed gum from anyone's body, although she has removed dentures that she thinks Very swallowed inadvertently.